and I'm a social worker for Odyssey Hospital. And unfortunately, we only had the opportunity to work with Randy just about a week. He was on hospice service. And the question that was put forth to me was, Randy wanted some good to come out of his situation to try to benefit someone else. And Randy and Sandy had this idea that they could harvest some tissue for a research project that was taking place in West Hospice. And so Sandy's initial question to me was, okay, so Lisa, how do we do this? What do we do after he dies? And I called and spoke with an organization called Life Legacy, and they talked to me about some things, some of the concerns that they were going to have, and also they were willing to talk with Sandy. And what ended up happening is Life Legacy did send a representative to get Randy's body. The research project at UCLA agreed to accept his brain. An Austin coroner made for sure that his brain got to UCLA. The other interesting thing about all this is, which really is kind of a juxtaposition to the vulture idea, is that Life Legacy was able to use his body for 35 different research projects. Okay?
Wow.
And so also UCLA was able to get to Wisconsin the tissue that the doctor was requesting for his research project. So Randy's idea of how can I do some good really kind of magnified 35 times.
I'm curious, were any of the research projects pertaining to Randy's condition?
That was the guy in Wisconsin. He needed the tissue within 24 hours of his passing. So the gentleman at UCLA, which accepted him after Harvard rejected him from the U.S. he on his own dime made sure that the tissue got to his son.
So Randy was from Wisconsin, and he always
Yeah. And so that is just phenomenal. And the other piece that I want you to know about this is, as a social worker, I have been at Odyssey for almost 8 years, and I never get to hear the piece of what happens after Life Legacy. And I get this call from Sandy telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never get to hear this. Never get to hear anything like this. And so I feel so honored to have gotten to have heard, and I feel honored to have been able to work with you and Randy. Thank you so much.
I usually avoid speaking in groups, so this is not something I do all the time. I guess the first thing I will say, I'm a counselor and I see people in their homes. And I see, sometimes it's just that they don't have transportation. Sometimes it's that they would not be able to go anywhere for counseling. So when I first saw Randy, he was blind. He was in his bed and not able to walk. He was in pretty constant pain, though he never really brought that up. Sometimes I would ask him, and if I would ask him, he would share that he was in pain. But when I think back on it, he was so uncomplaining about so many, many hardships. He would say, that he missed being able to see, but he was in no way bitter or angry about it. And between him and Sandy, there was such caring and such that it was really a privilege and an honor to be able to go and be a part of their lives in any way. Sometimes when I thought about Randy and how he really didn't complain, I thought, you know, for somebody who loved the outdoors and loved nature as much as he did, those things were more difficult to deal with for him, I think, than they would be for a lot of other people. He would, I was brought in because to deal with depression, but he would never say he was depressed. I think there was one time he said, well, I may be a little depressed. He would admit to being bored, but there was just not much self-pity with Randy, which was really pretty amazing. He would, there were only two things that he ever really complained to me about. Was he didn't like having to go in the ambulance when he went to the doctors, and he did not like being in the nursing home. And so Sandy, sometimes I think I don't know how you do this, but even if she had to go out of town, it got arranged to where he was at home and he had people caring for him all of the time. And he appreciated that. He really knew how much Sandy was doing and how difficult it. He really did appreciate that. And one time when I asked, he was talking about missing Sandy, and I asked him what was it he meant. And he said, I miss the sound of her voice. And I just thought, wow. You know, what a thing to say. As his condition kind of got worse, he did become much more anxious, and he would talk about the anxiety. And he also, there were times that he just, I don't think, really could control the anxiety at all. For people, his family, one of the things he told me that he did, well, he liked to listen to Ben Burns, and he also would have what he called his safe place that he could imagine, which was a lake where he had grown up. And he could picture being at that lake, and sometimes that would really, really help him. But I guess really the only thing, and I was so glad when I was told with death, that was my first question I asked was, where was he? And that was the one thing, the one thing that he wanted was to be at home. And that's what happened. And I was just, I thought that, I was really very moved by that, and very moved at how much Sandy did, and just how much love and caring there was. I think, well, I know they went through a lot of difficulties that many of us will never face. And they both went through it with great grace and dignity and caring. And I really felt honored to be able to know them and to be in any way part of it.
How are we? A minute. Need to take over yet?
We've got about probably 5 or 7 minutes left.
I'm a fast talker, and I'll talk loud. Well, first, I'm going to talk about who Randy's been for the majority of the time I've known him. And my name's Shelley Plant. I work at Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, and I was lucky enough to know Sandy and Randy through Naturally Curious. We were festival buddies for many years, but slowly we became very good friends, and I'm going to try not to cry. But the person you've been hearing about from these lovely people is not the Randy a lot of us know. He is and has always been very generous and very funny. He has also been very cantankerous and would harass you if you were a good friend. And he was the brother, the uncle, the father that you never had. And he just knew how to put you in your place and make you laugh with that kind of raw humor that he was so good at, and intelligence. And I felt very honored to be a part of that, and I think the first time I really knew I'd broken through to him and was more than just a festival buddy was about 8 years ago. I went and told him I was getting married, and he told me no, that was not happening, that no one had asked for my hand in marriage, no one had come and introduced himself to him, and that he had a real issue with this, and it did not feel loud. And I was just like, wow, you're more protective of me than my own father. And my father didn't even want anyone to ask for his permission. He's like, take her. So there was a love there that was kind of through a thick shell sometimes, but I mean, you would see these cracks of it, and they were really amazing. And he had this ability to teach everyone everything. I was a naturalist, I was a geographer in a very big birder's world, and I was not a birder when I came into it. And Sandy and Randy were always very kind, guided me to more knowledge than I ever could have imagined with the books that they had and just their wealth of knowledge. And I love these quotes. One of them is, don't undervalue nature by giving it away. It's one of the lessons Randy taught me very, very early, very, very soon. He's like, we've undervalued nature for so long, it's why people won't pay for it. And it's really shaped who I've become professionally and in my career, and it's something he talked to me about in my early 20s, you know, and it really had a profound impact, so I appreciate that. But my second story is after the hospital stays, and that's the person you've been hearing about. Randy's always been so tough, and seriously, just at that first time in the hospital, he opened up, and he never wanted to take Sandy for granted ever again. Never wanted to take any friends for granted. Not that he did, but he didn't want the implication that you would be there. And every day, he would tell her how amazing she was, and how wonderful she was for being through there and sticking by him. And it was just this tender side of Randy that he showed 24 hours a day all of a sudden. Something that you only got glimpses of every now and then in all the years prior, and all of a sudden it was his MO. I mean, that's the way he lived from the moment he went to the hospital in August 2008 until he passed away. And he was that way with his friends, and he would hold our hands, even if they were in plastic gloves and you were gowned up and you had a mask. He would tell you how much he loved you and how much he cared about you and how amazing Sandy is. I can't tell you how many times he's told me how amazing she is. I'm like, Randy, I've always known Sandy is amazing. I'm glad you caught up. So even though the past 3.5 years have been their own little special roller coaster, it brought out this amazing quality in him that allowed him to express things that he kept to himself and hoped his actions showed. And now he did it in words as well. And I appreciate that time with him. And even though it's been horrible, it was good that he spent every day telling you how much you meant to him. And, you know, you guys mean the world to me, and you're like my extended family now. And we've all had losses that came too soon. Something that someone told me when my nephew passed was, when someone we love passes away, part of us dies with them, but part of them will always live on with us. And I think